Folks, I'm Rosie with Rosie's Unique Products here in Monroe, North Carolina. www.roseuniqueproducts.com. I know you guys have been accustomed to seeing my standard 5x8s here, the 7x11 for example, as well as the 8x10s and the 11x14s. But we're here today to introduce the little 5x7s. They're not in a swivel stand. They will work in any direction, whether it's sitting like this or this. Now this one we have just finished. Got it in time for Thanksgiving. I've only created about a dozen of these. So if you want one, you can only get it through telephone calls at 704-320-1865 or a visit to a local vineyard here in town called the Treehouse Vineyard in Monroe on Bay Street. That is Monroe, North Carolina as well. Well, since we've got this one fixed, everything but making the final adjustments, we're going to walk you through the complete process. I kind of dodged a bullet I put on Facebook if y'all wanted to see how I make the moving sand pictures to actually send a request, and I would film the entire process, but I kind of feel fortunate I didn't get any takers on it other than loyal fans and family members. So here's what we're doing. We're going to fill this picture up. There's a little hole 1/8 of an inch in diameter on the side, and I hope she's zooming in to where she can see where I'm injecting the fluids and removing an equal amount of air as I go through this process.
Don't know how to.
It's going to take me a couple of times here. Now I'm using a lot larger needle because I do so many of these things. The needle size is the same that I've instructed y'all to use, but the syringe itself actually holds 10 cc's, which is enough to do all of the final adjustments on one of these 5x8s. And you take it down to where there's, holding it like this, there's about the size of a dime or so in the corner of the picture. Remove your needle. Now, we've discussed this a lot, and we're still having some difficulty when people go to adjust their pictures. They do that adjustment, they take the needle, remove it from its sheath, pierce the picture that they just adjusted again, and let it do what it needs. This one is actually pulling in an air bubble right there to where it's balancing itself to the outside pressures. Once it is quit, this one, for instance, is pulling in air. Once it's quit doing that, then your picture is adjusted. You can take out the needle, definitely put it back in its protective cap. Now, we're going to do something a little different with this one, where it's got the natural clear finish with it. We're going to change it to a very popular picture, but I'm going to add a little pizzazz to it. This is a calligraphy ink called Speedball. It is silver. I'm going to let you zoom in on it and see if you can actually focus it. It's a silver calligraphy ink. Now what we're going to do, this makes a quite unique effect in some of the pictures that I do. I don't do it in a lot. It's only a special request type deal. But it actually creates reflective glares inside the picture. Zoom down inside here. And you can actually see the reactions inside that bottle of ink, I hope, of what it does, so that when the air bubble in here are moving about, it creates a currency or a current underneath all of the sand picture. The silver ink, all it does is pick up the light reflections in the picture. I'm sure that you saw it go in there and how it's marking out. Then we're going to step back and put the remainder back in the jar. This is just an additive that I'm going to do to this one particular picture. You'll be able to see it when it's all finished, but until then it kind of looks bland. Get the cap put back on. And a very popular color with the purple, believe it or not, is green. But this is a dull green. I'm going to brighten it up a little bit. Come over this way so you can see what I'm doing here. This is Indian ink. It's one of the few that I found that is compatible. And I'm pulling it up in my needle. Putting it in my little mixing pan. It only takes a small amount of this dye per picture. And instead of going with the dull green, I'm going to do more of a grass green. So we're going to take a little bit of yellow. And pull a little bit of that up into the needle, just a little bit, and inject it into the green that we had from before. All of these neutral colors and mixture are available for use on a color wheel that you can pick up at any local art supply. And then we're going to pull it up into the needle. Very carefully going through the frame here so we don't get any on the frame. And I'm going to also inject it in. That only takes a little bit, so a couple of drops. You should also be seeing that silver that's mixing as it swirls through. Yes. Put a little bit more. I like it a little darker so it really brings out the two colors and makes them stand together. And that silver has a chance to get in and react. Now, what I'm going to do is clean my needle. We don't need that anymore. And I'm going to bring you in real close. And watch the turmoil. You see all of the silver and the reactions of the... That's all that the silver dye does to it, is let you see those.
Shadow.
Okay, folks, remember, 5x7's available only through telephone calls at 704-320-1865 or at the Vineyard, at the Treehouse Vineyards in Monroe, North Carolina, located on Bay Street. Thank you. Enjoy the holidays, and we'll talk to you soon.